Hey YouTube, today I'm going to be talking about my Greg Lightfoot collaboration with Crkt. It's called the M1-03K, which is the plain edge. I just recently found out that this knife has been discontinued, and I remember paying right at $55 for this back in like 2004, and I carried it for about a year, and then I put it up, and today, as I was going through my stuff, I found it in my box of junk. So this knife is amazing because it comes with 2 pocket clips, and they give you extra screws and the Torx wrench, the usual paperwork, and the knife itself. So first thing about this knife, to give you a little background on it, it was a design with Greg Lightfoot. And it's got the black Zytel handles, and it's got the screw holes for tip up or tip down carry. You can have it on the left side or right side carry, and I've even heard people on YouTube say they put the clips, dual clip on there, just gives it a more heftier feel. So talking about the specs on this knife, again, it's got the black Zytel handles, which is kind of like the gunner's grip, but it's not quite the gunner's grip. It's called the operator's grip. Hexagon pattern is what they're calling it. Mr. Lightfoot calls it. It's got the Torx fasteners, Teflon bearings. The blade is an AUS 8 steel. The hardness is a 57 58 HRC, and the length of the handle is right at 4.37 inches, and the blade itself is right at 3.12 inches. It's got the locks, safety lock on here. Let's see if I can focus it for you. You push it forward and back, forward to lock it in place, and back. It's called the Lake and Walker knife safety. It's got what they're calling a Mako flipper to help it flip, and the design it reminds me of a Strider in the way that the actual thumb studs are more or less the stop pins. They will ride and seat right in this part of the knife. Let me focus for you, right in that curvature. And so let's go ahead and open a knife. See if I can flick it open just right for you. It's been a while. Nope. See, try it again. Oh man. So when you deploy the blade, you can engage the lock, which really all that lock is, let's see if I can zoom in and show you. It's the kind of like a washer that rotates in place. So right now it's engaged. I can't push the liner lock all the way down to close the knife. And if you watch right here at the tip of my finger, if I turn this, it goes away. See that? It blocks it, it goes away. So now you can push it down and it closes. And it's got the ball bearing detent on the closed part, so when you close it, it clicks into place. And it's got what they're calling a custom hollow grind with a slight belly. Mr. Lightfoot explains it as a refined tanto shape, or some people call it the Millennium Tanto. But what I like about it, it's got this swedge type belly here that kind of reminds me almost of the Emerson Uber, the Commander that I have. And I carried this for about a year and a half. I started to wear down the pocket clip. I was tempted to swap it out and put the fresh brand new clip, but I just didn't. It's got the open back design, and the liner lock, which is a 420 J2 stainless steel liners. They're almost halfway as far as the play or the amount of creep it's got on the tang of the blade. And it's got these cool looking spacers. It's an open back design. It's just got this hefty feel to it. And they placed the locks which is the Lake and Walker knife safety. Where they place it is just right for where your thumb goes forward and engages it right away. And the flipper, that Mako flipper right here, doubles up as a finger guard too, so you don't slide forward. It's I would say a medium folder. It's right around 7, a little over 7 inches long in the forward grip and the reverse grip. But yeah, it feels great in the hand. Because it's not a G10, the Zytel handle, it's kind of a little slick, but because of the texturing, it offers you that grip. It's almost like a gunner's grip. It feels great. It's bulky in your pocket, but let me tell you, when you flick this open and it locks into place, because of these thumb studs that act as stop pins, even though it's got the Teflon bushings or washers in here, I mean, this is a solid knife. There's no play to it. It feels like it's one of those fixed blades, and it's got that stubby look to it. But it's a good-looking knife, and to give you an idea of size-wise, it kind of reminds me of the Uber Commander with the belly the way it is, and see how the front of the blade kind of drops down. But here they are side by side, and you can see how much longer the actual Uber Commander is, and the Uber Commander is right at 10.5 inches. But the feel to this knife, it's a lot thicker. It's a lot thicker than the Emerson, but it feels great in your hand. Riding in your pocket, it's not too bad. It's thick, but it's not too wide back here where the pocket clip is, so that when it rides in your pocket, it's not like the Strider, the Buck Strider, where it's very thick right here. And the edges on this, it's a lot smoother, and it's not G10, so it doesn't grab. So if you had to stick your hand in your pocket to reach for stuff, it's not so bad. As you can see if we can focus on here, but the edges are actually kind of rounded, and I may have worn it down a little, but not really a whole lot. It just comes smooth and rounded like that. So the feel of this handle, it's kind of like gunner's grip, but the hexagon pattern on this stuff is not so deep and big. Overall rating of this knife, I'd give it a 9. The price point, it's affordable. I guess now that it's discontinued, you can't get it, but for the most part, when you could, this was a $55 knife. It looks great and feels great. It's a little on the stubby side, but I really enjoyed it. So that's my review on the Crkt M1. And if you can get a hold of one, I recommend that you do now that it's discontinued. It's a great knife. So till next time, YouTube, take care. Be safe.